All right. So this is lesson 1. Okay. When I teach you, this is what I expect of you. Number 1, I expect you to pay attention. I expect you to stay right with me. Even if you think you know the next example and you want to start it, I want you to stay right with me because I'm giving you lots of little details about what's going on. I want you to participate. So I'm going to say, who feels okay? Who's with me? Raise your hand. And then if you feel good, I want you to raise your hand so I can kind of scan. Everybody's really feeling pretty good. I'm going to ask questions out loud. When I ask questions out loud, I know this is crazy, but I want you to shout the answer out. So I expect you to talk. So I want you to be actively involved. Okay, I think that's the best way for us to learn. Okay, here we go. This is lesson 1. Okay, so these are a couple of definitions. So the first definition is a relation. Okay, and a relation is just a set of ordered pairs. So I don't think that's ever going to come up, just so you know. I've never had any kind of question asked about that. Function, that's a different thing. If you have a highlighter in your bag, why don't you grab it? Okay, I think that would be good. And if not, you'll hopefully have one on Friday because that's on the supply list. Okay, so anyway, a function, it says from set A to B, it's a relation where every element in A goes to exactly one element in B. Okay, I'm going to say it a different way. I'm going to say no x values repeat. If I write it down, you write it down, okay? So make sure you get all this down. So the x's don't repeat. If none of the x's repeat, then it's a function. If they do repeat, then it's not a function. So the domain is what goes in. And typically, that is a list of all of the x values. The range is what comes out, and that is just typically all of the y values. Okay? I started filling in your guys' notes to make sure everything was working the other day. So anyway, okay, example 1. Decide whether or not each relation is a function. If it is a function, list the domain and list the range. Okay, so underneath example A, look what I want you to do. I want you to make a brace. And then I want you to put these as a set of ordered pairs. So do you see how this line right here, guys, starts at 1 and it moves to 1? Okay, so that would be the ordered pair in parentheses 1, 1. Okay, so this next one right here that I'm doing in red starts at a 2 and it ends at a 5. So that would be in parentheses 2, 5. And then the next one is 3, 4, and the next one is 4, 5, and then you finish your brace. Okay, so do you have to do that? Nope. I just want to make sure that you understand what they're trying to say. And now they're asking, is it a function? Well, everybody look right here. Look at these x's. Look at these the first set. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do any of them repeat? Nope. Is it a function? Yes, it is. So the answer is yes. Now, when you do your homework and when you take notes, what you highlight is your answer. Okay? In the notes, I'll highlight other things, but the reason I want you to get a highlighter is so when you're doing your homework, you can highlight the answers. Okay? So the direction said if it is a function, find the domain and range. So everybody go D:, and then do a brace. And then list all of those x values, which are 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then let's find the range, which is a list of all of the y values, which are 1, 5, 4. Now, guys, I have another 5. So should I list it again? If it's in set notation, do you guys know? You don't. You're exactly right. Good. Hey, I'm going to say something really fast. Everybody look right here for 2 seconds. Kind of didn't say this. I want you to know this is a safe place. I'm never going to make you feel stupid. I will try my best to never make you feel stupid. You will never make each other feel stupid. You're going to do activities where you have to present and you have to stand up and you have to explain things, and no one will ever laugh at you, ever. I will make sure of that. Okay, so just know this is safe. You don't have to hold back like, oh, what if I answer wrong? Who cares? We're all going to make mistakes. So you're safe here. Okay, let's look at question B. So look at these x's, 0, 1, 2, and 2. Every person in the room answer me, is this a function? No. Every person in the room answer me, is this a function? No. No. Okay, so let's just write the word no, and let's highlight it, and we're good. Okay, I know it might be annoying to answer me, like maybe you don't really want to talk, but I don't know that you know unless we communicate. Like I don't know if we're connected and you're following me. Okay? Okay, here we go with the next one. Look at the x's, 0, 1, 2, 3. Everybody in the room, is it a function? Yes, it is. And if the answer is yes, then they want you to find domain and range. So go D colon R colon, and then make a brace. And the x's, or the first numbers, are 0, 1, 2, 3. You can put those in any order. I would love you to just put them in the order it's given, because then it's easier for me to grade. And then the range is all of the y values, which are 0, 2, 4, and 6. Close your braces. If you don't have it in braces, it would not be correct because it's a set, so the braces are required. Okay? Okay, this one right here, same thing. Is it a function? So just so you guys understand, this right here, you guys, that information that I just highlighted is giving you the ordered pair 2, 1. The next one is giving you 2, 2. The next one's giving you 2, 3. Everybody tell me yes or no. No. Good. Nice and easy, right? Okay, look at the next one. Let's do this. Okay, write this with me. See that red dot right there? Let's list that as -3, +2. This next dot right here, I just put in green. Let's list that as -2, +1. The next dot that I'm making bigger in black is -1, 0. Okay, I'm going to quit overwriting those. You get it. The next dot going to the right would be 0, -1. List them with me. The next one is 1, 0. The next one is 2, 1. And the next one is 3, 2. Did I really have to do that? Did I have to list those? No, they didn't tell me to list them. Now that I have them listed, I can see that they're all different. Is it a function? Yes, it is, and I'm done. But I didn't really have to do that. Can anybody tell me something else I could have done? Go ahead. It's called the vertical line test. Good. Look right here. Take your pencil and draw a vertical line. Somewhere. Imagine picking up that line and moving it to the right and the left. Would it ever touch more than one dot? Talk to me. No. Okay. So right here, I want you to write down vertical line test. Thank you, bud, for answering that. Okay, good. You guys are going to answer this on your own. Okay. If the point 3, 6 is on the graph of the function f of x, so you know it's there, give the coordinates of a point that you know is not on the graph. Go ahead. If 3, 6 is there, give me the ordered pair of something you know is not on there. Now, I'm not going to call on someone on the first day because I want you to feel happy and comfortable. I'm going to call on you at random all the time. And you just have to know it's safe and we're just all trying to learn. Someone answer this. Raise your hand and answer the question. Does anyone know? Come on now. Don't be shy. Thank you, sweetheart.
3, 3.
3, anything. Right? You wouldn't say 3, 6 because 3, 6 is what they said. But you're exactly right, honey. It's 3, whatever. So she said 3, 3. I'm going to say 3, now maybe you don't write that down, but it's 3, anything. 3, 0, 3, -142, whatever. Why? Why? Tell us why.
Because it wouldn't pass the VLT, can't be on the same x coordinate.
Yeah, so she's talking about the vertical line test. Also, the x's would repeat, so you know it's not there, or wouldn't be a function anymore. Good. Okay. So, this is pretty important right here. Right here, if it says y is a function of x, highlight that or underline that or something like that. And what I want you to do is draw an arrow to the y and draw an arrow to the x. The y is what comes out. So it goes, the output is a function of the input. So sometimes they're just going to give you a statement and they're going to say which one's the output and which one's the input. I just need you to know the output comes first. That's the easiest way to do it, okay? This stuff right here, this is also important. You're going to see it a lot. The independent is the X. It can be whatever it wants. It's also the input. Well, look how easy this is to remember, guys. The I goes to the I. The independent is the input. And it goes on the X-axis. Grab your pencil and let's go like this. Let's draw an X-axis and a Y-axis. And on the X-axis, let's go input. And on the Y-axis, let's go output. That's always how you're going to graph it. The X's go horizontally and the Y's go vertically. Okay? The Y is dependent. It's the output. And it's always on the Y-axis. Okay? The domain, we already talked about this. It's all of the X values. The range is all of the Y values. What I'm about to say right here, people get so confused about this. They're so confused, okay? Listen. Write this down for me. Y equals 10x plus 40. This is the money that you have in your savings account. X stands for weeks and Y stands for savings. How much money you have. You guys, if you look at this, this is a line. The line is something like this. The domain of that line is everything. The range of that line is everything. But what about the practical domain? Listen, if X is weeks, X can't be anything. X couldn't be what, you guys? You can't have what kind of weeks? Tell me. You can't have negative weeks. Could you have 0 weeks? Could you say the 0 weeks is when you start? But all those negatives don't make sense. So the practical domain on that problem right there, you guys, is from 0 to, and then let's say the most you're going to save is like 10 weeks. Well, then that would be 140. Because after 10 weeks, if you put 10 in there, you get 140. So practical, you have to think about what it stands for. It's practical. You're not going to have negative weeks. Who says I understand that? Raise your hand. Give me a hand up. See how easy that is to understand, but it gets all twisted in people's head. Let's talk about money, the range, the Y. If you look at the graph, it's everything, right? Well, now that we know it's money, if you're talking about a savings account just at your bank or your credit union, you can't have what money? Talk to me. You can't have negative money. Yeah, you're not going to lose money when you invest it at your credit union, right? So you can't have negative. So the practical range is going to be, actually, it's not 0. Can anybody tell me what it is? What's the smallest amount of money that you're going to have? It's $40 because at the beginning you have 40. Okay. And then, ooh, I did this wrong. See how I put the domain was 140? I was thinking range. If you're going to do this for 10 weeks, so sorry. X is weeks. I'm going to only go up until 10 weeks. And if I do this, the whole thing for 10 weeks, I'm going to have $140. So the weeks are the X. They go from 0 to 10. The Y is the money, and that's going to go anywhere from 40 to 140. Who says I understand that? Raise your hand up high. Okay, good. See how I made a mistake? Everybody's going to do it. Okay, function notation. Let me see how much longer we have. How much more I have. Oh, we're good. Okay, function notation. I need you to know how to say this. See this right here? See that f of x? You say f of x. F of x. That's how you say it. Okay? So, look right here. Here's your function. Find f of negative 3. Write this down for me. Actually, I want you guys to say it. What are they saying? F of negative 3? Does anybody know? What's the answer? It is 1. Who said 1? Okay. What? How did you do that, honey? It's the y, right? So let's write this down. When x is -3, comma, what is y? That's what they're asking you. So look at the ordered pairs. When x is a -3, what's y? 1. That's easy. Look at the next one. When x is 1, everybody in the room, what's the answer? -2. This is easy. Look at this one. This is not the same. The 5, is the 5 the x, everybody, or is the 5 the y? The 5 is the y. So let's write down when what? You tell me what to write. When y is 5, comma, finish the question. You're exactly right. What is x? When y is 5, what is x? Everybody tell me the answer. It's 4. X equals 4. So when y is 5, x is 4. Okay, you guys are awesome. Okay, example 5. You're going boating. Your family doesn't like crowds. The later it gets, the more boats that will be on the lake. The lake is only open from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. The table below displays the number of boats that will be on the water at different times of the day. The number of boats is a function of time. So, number of boats, right here, that's the output. Remember, you say output is a function of input. So just by that sentence, right now, I know that boats is the output and time is the input. I also know that because if you look at the table, this is your x, this is your y, x is time, y is boat. So you can tell it either way. So what's the input? Everybody write down time. What is the output? Number of boats. Is this a function? Look at it. Everybody tell me yes or no. Yes, it is. I don't want you to say this. No x values repeat. I don't want you to say that. I want you to talk about time, and I want you to talk about boats. Would this ever make sense? You guys tell me. What if there was one more thing on the table, and it said 6 a.m. 15? Immediately you shake your head. Why not? Why doesn't that make sense? Why would they never do that?
Because 6 a.m. already passed.
Well, and so you're telling me there were 12 or you're telling me there were 15? You can't give me two. At exactly 6 a.m., it's either 12 or it's 15, but it's not both. It's got to be one or the other. Who says I understand that? Raise your hand. Okay, great. So I'm going to say, and you guys can kind of help me a little bit, okay? Every certain time can only have what? A certain number of boats. Beautiful, honey. A certain number of boats. That's perfect. Okay, what is the practical domain? Now, this is tricky. No, it's not tricky. What's the domain is x. What's the first time you can get there? 6. Could you get there right at 6? Somebody tell me. Yes. So should I close it with a parenthesis or with a bracket? If you could get there right at 6. With a bracket. You're exactly right. And then I'm going to go comma. And could I stay right until exactly 10 and I'm driving through the thing as they, yeah, I could. So I'm going to go 10 with a bracket. Good. Number of boats. Okay, we're going to go anywhere. What's the smallest number of boats we had? 12. And what's the biggest number of boats ever listed on the whole thing? 52. So the y is going to range between 12 and 52, and the x is going to go between 6 and 10. Okay, look at question F. Give a value of x that would not be part of the practical domain. You guys do that. A value of x that would not be part of the practical domain. You can't be shy in this class. You have to be willing to give answers, and I don't know your names yet, so you guys have to help me. Someone tell me an answer that's not part. Don't be shy.
5 a.m.
Thank you. 5 a.m., 11 a.m., 4 p.m., blah, blah, blah. Why not?
Because it's before it opens.
Yeah, it's what is it? It's a lake. Yeah, the lake is not open then. Perfect. This is really an important lesson that you understand all these things. In the statement, time is a function of the number of boats. What is the input and what is the output? You guys tell me. Time comes first, boats come second. What's the first guy? What order does it go? Output. Yep. So this is the output and this is the input. Okay. Look at the next one. F of 8 equals 35. That means at 8 a.m., there are 35 boats. When X is 8, Y is 35. 8 is the input and the independent. 12 is the output and the dependent. Write your own. Everybody do that. Okay. Use the table and write a different one. Don't write F of 8 equals 35. Write a different one. Okay, someone tell me one. Don't be shy. Please.
F of 7 equals 20.
Thank you. F of 7 equals 20. F of 8, I couldn't do 8. F of 6 equals 12. F of 9 is 41. F of 10 is 52. Any of those are great. It's called function notation. Okay. Last question. You guys are going to write your own sentence. I'm going to call on someone. Okay. Could it ever be possible for this not to be a function? We kind of already did that, right? Explain. Go ahead. A full sentence, a capital, a subject, a verb, a period, maybe more than one of them, okay? But it has to be a full sentence. Go ahead. And I'm going to call on someone. Sorry, I'm going to call on someone because you guys aren't really offering up. Okay. Wiley, I know you're not done because you're still writing, but will you tell me what your idea is?
I said, no, this function can never not be a mathematical function because no specific time will have two numbers of boats.
Okay, I love it. I love it. It's so great. There's one thing I would change. Somebody change it. Read the first about 5 words again.
No, this function can never not be a function.
Stop.
Yes.
What? Fix it. Everybody's going to make mistakes. Fix it. Okay? We're just going to wait until someone can fix it.
Double negative.
Say it again.
You did double negative, never know.
Yes, but that's actually not what I was talking about. You're right. It was a double negative. I would still give you credit because I'm not an English teacher, but thank you for saying that. That was good. This function cannot be a function. Fix it.
Function can't be a function.
Cross out the first word, function. You can't say this function. You can't say this function cannot be a function. You say this. What was that other word that we started at the very beginning? I said we'll probably never talk about it. Right? Yellow. Tell me the word, everybody. The relation. Yeah. So you're not going to say the function is not a function. You say the relation is not a function. Yeah. Okay? Good? Okay, so I think you're sitting here saying that was really pretty easy. Like that was pretty straightforward and pretty basic. Who says, yep, that's where I'm at right now? Raise your hand. Let me see. Okay, so just a couple of things I want you to know. I don't want you to sit here going, why am I taking this class? It's so easy. Trust me. Just stay. It's going to make a beautiful path for you to get onto Math 1050. And you're going to be awesome at this. I'm super excited to have you. Yes, honey?
For
questions like on example 4, like on our assignments, would you want us to write y equals or x equals, or just the number?
Actually, exactly how I wrote it. So when I do, I'm so glad you asked this, honey, because when I write things up in your notes, that's exactly how you should write it. So literally, that one would look like that, that one would look like that, and that one would look like that. Okay, so the only time you would write x equals or y equals is when you're looking for the x. The other one, it would be f of -3 equals. Okay, so that is it.